The other thing you want to look at is our peaking. We have meters here to the right of the pan. This puts it left or right speaker. That's labeled L or R. And you can take these and turn them up or down, but what's really important in digital audio is you want to not peak these meters. And when you peak them, they distort and they light up red on the ends. There is also a main fader or a main meter for the whole program. So the trick is, if you're going to do your sound design in here and you're going to drag and drop in these sounds, it's really important, first off, to take a little of this volume, guys, and bring it down just a little. Why? Because we're already to the maximum volume on this stuff, and it's going to peak the meters most likely. We don't want to bring this down either, and this is a common mistake a lot of engineers make when they're starting out, is they bring down the master fader. This fader is the main fader for the whole program, and it should stay at around 0 dB, because that way you're getting the best signal-to-noise ratio, and as you pull this down, you're getting less and less bits of information that you're recording with. Our hardware over here is capable of 256 times the fidelity of CDs. That's a lot, considering, what, HD TV is 7 times clearer? Let's go 256 times clearer. Now, we can't put that on a CD, but when you export your stuff, we'll take a quick look at it, it's going to give you some options for export. You guys in Flash are usually probably recording at 16-bit, 44K, I'm assuming. That'd be CD quality. DVD quality, which this is capable of doing, can record at 24-bit and sample rates on this box up to 96K. So, if you wanted to put this with your animation, you would drag and drop your QuickTime file in here, and then, again, use the eyeball to try to find your sounds here. I really like this last area here for you guys, especially if you haven't taken my Sound 1 class and you just want to get going on some stuff really quick. This is the podcast button, right? And it categorizes things into all the effects, and you can see things like electronic, cinematic, booms, Foley, booms. I should have booms. I'm making a boom right now. So we click on this, and then again, you go down here, you click on it, and there's a preview slider. See that? And that lets you now, something like this, you might like just part of the sound, and everything's very editable in GarageBand. We could drag and drop that right up. We could solo it by clicking on the headphones. You'll only hear that. So let's say I didn't want that. Sounds a little cartoony, right? This is another case where you want that snap to grid off, right? That way you can really easily and gently slide this back so we just hear this low boom. See it right there? And when you cut your audio, or you're going to start and stop audio, you want to do it where that flat line is completely flat there. That's called zero crossing. There's no sound right there. So now we can take this up and scooch it right up to the measure you want. Notice there is an upper part and a lower part, and they're hidden by clicking on this pair of scissors down here. This is the editing screen. This is where you're going to be able to zoom in and look at your tracks. Notice how when you click on these, you can see. Now I'm going to try to line all these up around measure 3, right? So you can see as you grab this, see, there's measure 3 right there. Because I want the impact on all these to be right at measure 3. Now, you can cut any of these. Let's open this one back up. By clicking right on the edge of it and dragging back on the waveform. And we'll take this and scooch it up just a little, because I want my booms to be on measure 3. And let's get this final one here. That one looks like it's on 3. This one looks like it's on 3. This one is not, right? So we'll have to scooch that one up. And look at, can you see how there's a little coming into there? See that little waveform right there? Well, if you want, you could even get rid of that and scooch that right up to measure 3. Let's measure 3 right here. So now we have all 4 of these sounds, and you just want to make sure before you go and export that you look at all the meters. Do Mikey's little trick of pulling down a little bit. It's kind of like a drink, right? If you're going to be carrying it across the room, you don't fill the glass all the way up. Why? Because we're going to put in ice cubes called effects too. So leave yourself a little room in there by pulling down the faders right here. So now we have these 4 booms sitting up here on measure 3, and they should approximately hit at the same time here. And now we have a lot more impact.